Bill Miller.
There you have American Patrol, done by whom? By the BBC Big Band. That's who, and I hope you enjoyed same here on Miller Time. Hi, everybody. Bill Miller's back on the radio, and it's a pleasure to have your company on WDUK, Havana, Illinois, WHRD in Huntington, West Virginia, and KSGL in the air capital of the world, Wichita, Kansas. Good to be heard. Good to have some time together, and we're going to have a neat time this hour, I promise you. So stick around. It'll all unfold right before your very ears in a couple of minutes from right now on this, The Bill Miller Show. Right about here, the disc jockey on duty will give you a clue as to what's happening this hour, hopefully inducing you to listen the entire hour if you can. You'll hear from the big band of the BBC Big Band again. You'll hear from Tony Bennett. You will hear from K.D. Lang. We'll continue our everlasting series, Sinatra in Hollywood, which goes on and on and on. Frank had some great years in Hollywood. We'll hear from Eddie Howard, some vintage Eddie Howard, Tammy Grimes, and we will resume our little multi-part tribute to Groucho Marx and his radio show, You Bet Your Life, as he appears on Tallulah Bankhead's radio show, which was called The Big Show. A lot of shows there. Let's see if we can show and tell as we go back to Tallulah and Groucho.
Groucho, that was defiant.
I could have sung louder, but I didn't want to make a bum out of Pinzer.
No, Groucho, listening to you sing again and clown through that song brought back warm, dear memories of those days on Broadway when you and your brothers ran through all those wonderful shows like Coconuts and Animal Crackers. Well, maybe I'm sentimental, Groucho, but memories are my dearest possession.
You Bet Your Life, starring radio's funniest quizmaster. And here he is, the one and only, there used to be four, Groucho Marx.
Well, here we are, ready to play You Bet Your Life, and here's your announcer to explain the rules of the game.
Well, folks, it's very simple.
Simple. I've been doing it for 4 years. I still don't understand it.
Each couple in our contest gets $20.
Some deal. Unemployment insurance gives you $26.
Each couple can bet as much of the $20 as they like. And the amount bet is added on to the original $20, and they can bet as much of that as they like, which is again added consecutively to the original amounts, which have been varied each time, depending on the amount you have bet or have not bet before.
The Einstein theory is relatively easy.
And here's our first couple, Groucho, a father and daughter. Mr. Higgins and baby Snooks, meet Groucho Marx.
Well, hello, little girl. Your name is Baby Snooks?
Yes, sir.
Are you a good little girl?
Yes, sir.
And this is your father?
Yes, sir.
Hello. Hello, Mr. Higgins. I want to welcome you to You Bet Your Life.
Wait a minute, mister. Where's my money?
Money? What money?
I answered 3 questions, and you didn't pay me any money yet.
Isn't she cute? Why don't you shut up?
Hit him, Daddy.
Snooks, stop that. I'm sorry, Mr. Marx. She doesn't understand the rules of the game.
Then she's smarter than I thought she was. Now tell me, how long have you two been married?
We ain't married.
You ain't?
No. He's my daddy. We ain't even engaged.
Mr. Higgins, you mean this is your daughter?
Yes.
And you're still speaking to your wife?
What? Now, just a darn minute. You can't talk that way about my daughter.
Why not? I've got a daughter myself. Well, I really shouldn't say I got her myself. I had a little help.
Yes, we can't ignore our wives, can we?
No, but I have no respect for a man who doesn't try.
Daddy,
What?
bend down. I gotta whisper something.
All right. What? Now, why couldn't you think of that when we were still in the hall?
I wasn't thirsty.
This child will obviously grow up to be another Tallulah Bankhead. In fact, it's children like this that's giving marriage a bad name.
Go on, hit him, Daddy.
Please, Higgins, I wish you'd curb your child.
But how?
Well, the best place would be out in the street. Well, let's dash ahead. And I'd like to dash hers. If I thought I could get away with him. Anyway, we're ready to play You Bet Your Life. Mr. Einstein has explained the rules to you, and I see you have chosen Presidents of the United States as your category. Now, how much of the $20 will you bet on your first question?
A penny.
A penny?
Oh, Snooks, no. We have $20 to bet. We're not going to bet a penny. Let's bet the whole 20.
20? Are you talking about dollars?
I'm not talking cents.
You sure ain't. All right, then let's really bet big. Let's bet $30.
Look, little girl, and I use the word loosely. You only have $20, so how can you bet 30? Unless, of course, you expect to do it on credit, and frankly, you don't look too honest. You've got a fairly ugly little kisser.
Now, just a minute. I resent that.
Do you deny it?
No, I just resent it.
Then let's get back to where we were, which is about as boring a place as I can think of. Now, how can you bet 30 when you've only got 20?
Well, my daddy's got some money, haven't you, Daddy?
No, I haven't.
Daddy, I saw you take $50 out of Mama's slacks this morning. When
Snook,
she was...
shh,
Yes,
quiet,
I did. And I'm going to tell Mommy that...
All right, all right.
Yes, I will.
If she wants to bet 30, I'll put up the other 10.
You mean you'll pay me $10 of your own if she doesn't know the answer to the question?
Yes.
That's a pretty unbelievable thing to have happened. Then, so is your daughter. Well, anyway, here's the question for $30. What is the name of the second president of the United States?
The second president?
Yes, and I'll give you a hint. His first name was George.
I know. George Washington.
I'm sorry, it's John Adams.
But you told her the first name was George.
I'm sorry, I was wrong. Now you owe me $10.
I won't pay it.
All right, then. I'm going to tell Mommy that you took all that money
All
out of...
right. Here's the $10.
You know, this is the first time I've understood this program.
Come on, Snooks. Let's get out of here.
No, we won't, Daddy. I'm mad at him, and I want to win his money. Of course, I hate him.
You hate me? Please don't say that. It's a set rule on radio that all quizmasters must be known as lovable. I'll tell you what, if I like you, will you like me?
Well, all right.
Fine. Now we like each other, right?
Right. But you know something?
What?
I liked you better when I hated you.
Well, I don't really care if people hate me as long as they think I'm lovable. Now, where were we?
Well, we want to bet you some more money. My daddy still got $40 left.
Snooks, no.
But I saw you take it out of Mommy's pocket.
Your mummy sounds like she's got a great pocket. Wouldn't mind reaching in there myself sometime.
Please, Mr. Marks. You should have a little respect for my wife.
I do. I have very little respect for her. Particularly since I've gotten a load of you two. Now, let's proceed.
All right. I want to ask you a question, and we'll bet $40.
Snooks.
Oh, you're going to ask me a question?
Yes, I am. And I'll bet you $40.
Little does she know that I have her in my power. For I am the master of the quiz, and soon I shall have all her money.
Are you ready for the question, mister?
Okay.
All right. First pronounce the word T-O.
T-O? 2.
Right.
This is like taking money from a baby.
Now pronounce T-W.
2.
Now pronounce the second day of the week.
Second day of the week. Just a moment. Now, this is the one with the catch in it. She wants me to say Tuesday. But the correct way to say it is Tuesday. But I'm sure she always says Tuesday. So if I say Tuesday, she'd say I'm wrong, 'cause it's Tuesday. I
We
mean
win.
Tuesday.
Wrong, we win.
Wait a minute, I say Tuesday.
Wrong again. The second day of the week is Monday. Take the money, Daddy. We fooled you.
Oh, Groucho and Baby Snooks and Daddy. Well, that was enjoyable. From The Big Show, starring Tallulah Bankhead, with radio's last big effort to combat that thing called television. Okay, well, we're still combating. And I'll be back with Tammy Grimes, and we continue here on Miller Time. Don't go away. His name is Kevin Dozier, and Kevin's new CD is 15 tracks of audio excitement, presenting Kevin Dozier's dynamic Love's Never Lost.
I'll tell the man in the street and everyone I meet that that you and I are sweethearts.
Kevin Dozier's talent showcases a smooth segue from standards, jazz, pop, and show tunes. The Village Voice cites Kevin's vocals as a baritone fully stocked with feeling. Backstage Magazine named Kevin its Male Vocalist of the Year. Kevin Dozier's Love's Never Lost, available at CD Baby and all of its 15-song brilliance. Order your copy today. Kevin Dozier's Love's Never Lost, CD Baby. You'll treasure your copy of Love's Never Lost, featuring Kevin Dozier at cdbaby.com.
Until we're old and gray, you'll never get away from me.
From 8 to 80, hundreds have learned to play the piano the Lou Barber way. No previous musical experience necessary for this proven 80-page course with 20 songs, keyboard guide, and instructional audio CD, and you can read music and play a song the first day. Lou Barber's Keyboard Adventure really works and is available through the Bill Miller Show for just $33.95, including shipping and handling. Call 913-397-9651 to order. That's 913-397-9651. Play the organ, piano, or electric keyboard the proven way, the Lou Barber way. Call 913-397-9651 for quick delivery from Mr. Piano himself, Lou Barber. That's 913-397-9651 for Lou Barber's Keyboard Adventure. $33.95 includes shipping and handling. 913-397-9651.
Do some days start out slow for you because your joints and muscles are sore? Excessive inflammation can add to joint pain, muscle pain, or even painful arthritis. Now there's something you can do about it. Do what PGA Tour Pro Fred Couples and many others have done. They got a NanoBlock. Call today, 1-888-697-0812 to get your free supply. A NanoBlock is so effective and we are so sure you'll benefit from it that a NanoBlock is available to try free. Call 1-888-697-0812.
And then there's the audiophonic catalog. I'd love to send you one. Same number as Lou Barber's Keyboard Adventure, 913-397-9651. One sheet wonder, loaded with music, the kind of music you hear on this show and can't find in stores. So if you'd like to get the catalog, consider the buy two, get one free offer. Call 913-397-9651. 913-397-9651 for your audiophonic catalog. November 3rd, 1960, The Unsinkable Molly Brown opens on Broadway. Tammy Grimes has the leading role.
You're down, Molly. Holler, Uncle.
I ain't never shouting Uncle to you or nobody, 'cause I ain't never down.
Come on, Molly. You're tuckered. Why don't you quit?
Sure I'm tuckered and I might give out, but I won't give in. How can anybody say that I'm down? Look, I'm thinking. I'm thinking very hard how to break through. Maybe here, maybe there, maybe no place. But there'll come a time when nothing, nobody wants me down like I wants me up. Up where the people are, up where the talking is, up where the joke's going on. Now look here, I am important to me. Ain't no bottom to no pile. I mean much more to me than I mean to anybody I ever knew. Certainly more than I mean to any Siwal Shazzy hampers like you guys. Go ahead, break my arm. Me say, Uncle, whew. Doesn't make a bit of difference for you to keep saying I'm down till I say so too. Did you ever try stepping on a piss ant? Well, there's one now. Jumping, stomping, thinking you got him, thinking he's quit. He don't think so. There he goes. And you can be positive sure I'm as good as any piss ant that ever lived. Oh, I hate that word down. But I love that word up, 'cause up means hope, and that's just what I got. Hope for someplace better. Someplace, I don't know, cleaner, shinier. Hell, if I gotta eat catfish heads all my life, can I have them off a plate just once? And the red silk dress, when there's girl enough on me to wear one. And then someday, with all my might and all my main, I'm gonna learn to read and write. I'm gonna see what there is to see. So if you go from nowhere on the road to somewhere and you meet anyone, you'll know it's me. I'm gonna move from place to place and find a house with a golden stairs. And if that house is just red, and as a big brass band, I'm living.
Well, now, who do you think you are?
I can be anybody. I can be a queen if I wanna be.
We've just been wrestling with a queen, if you please. Would recognize her with all that dirt on her knees. And with her long head and golden toes, and that contraption she calls her nose. A queen can never be queen without any pros. So here's the fanciest throne that you'll ever own. Here is your scepter, here is your crown. Now won't you please sit down? Well now, you think you look like a queen? Then go ahead, walk like a queen. Go on and march, march, march. She's queen, queen of the Lord Pale. Watch her marching line. Now don't forget to hold your head away up high.
To show that you know, you gotta show you know. I'm gonna learn
We've just been wrestling with a queen, if you please.
I'm gonna see
Would
what can
recognize her with all that dirt on her knees.
So if you go from nowhere on the road to somewhere, and you meet anyone, you'll know it's me.
She calls her nose.
I'm gonna move
A queen
from
can never be queen without any pros.
find a house
So
with
here's
a
the fanciest throne that
bandstand.
you'll ever own.
And if that house is red, there's a big
Here is
brass
your
band.
crown. Now won't you please sit down?
From the pen of Meredith Wilson, I Ain't Down Yet. Here's Freddie Martin. Freddie Martin with Barkley Allen and Kumana. This is the Bill Miller Show.
I'll say
I'll up on my pony and I'll ride away down the trail to San Antone. I can see her standing waiting by the garden gate, and she waits for me alone. Through the hills and over the plains we'll ride, ride, ride. I won't rest until I have her by my side. Roll on, little pony, let that old wind moan. We're heading back to San Antonio, down the trail to San Antone. Just received a letter from my gal in San Antone, who said that she would be my bride. I know she really loves me and her heart is true, so I guess I'd better take a ride. I'll up on my pony and I'll ride away down the trail to San Antone. I can see her standing waiting by the garden gate, and she waits for me alone. Through the hills and over the plains we'll ride, ride, ride. I won't rest until I have her by my side. Roll on, little pony, let that old wind moan. We're heading back to San Antonio,
Break Time with Eddie Howard.
I'm a ding-dong daddy from Dumas. You ought to see me do my stuff. I'm a clean-cut fella from Horner's Corners. You ought to see me strut. Now I'm a cape-cutting cutie, got a gal called Katie. She's a little heavy-laden, but call her baby. I'm a ding-dong daddy from Dumas. You ought to see me do my stuff. I'm a ding-dong daddy from Dumas. You ought to see me do my stuff. I'm a ping-pong papa from Pitchfork Prairie. You ought to see me strut.
Now I'm a ding-dong daddy, got a whiz-bang mama. She's a Bear Creek baby and a Wampus kitty.
I'm a ding-dong daddy from Dumas. You ought to see me do my stuff. I'm a ding-dong daddy from Dumas. You ought to see me do my stuff. I'm a peach pie papa from Jackson's Hollow. You ought to see me strut.
I'm a honey dripping daddy, got a hard-hearted baby. She's a chic shaking Sheba, but she can't shake me.
I'm a ding-dong daddy from Dumas. You ought to see me do my stuff. I'm a ding-dong daddy from Dumas. You ought to see me do my stuff. I'm a juggling Jasper from Flatport Flats, and you ought to see me strut.
I'm a high-powered papa, got a gal named Susie. She's a fast-moving mama, but she never will lose me.
I'm a ding-dong daddy from Dumas. You ought to see me do my stuff. I'm a ding-dong daddy from Dumas. You ought to see me do my stuff. I'm a cider sipper, corn cob setter. You ought to see me strut.
I'm a corn husking hussy, got a gal named Cleety. She's a flip-flop flapper, but her brains are in her feet.
I'm a ding-dong daddy from Dumas, and you ought to see me do my stuff.
Eddie Howard and his orchestra, vintage 1959. He's a ding-dong daddy from Dumas. That's what. Well, I do believe we have time for another from Eddie Howard. And again, 1949, 1950, somewhere in that vicinity. Here's Eddie and Heartaches.
My loving you meant only heartache. Your kiss was such a sacred thing to me. I can't believe it's just a bird memory. Heartaches. What does it matter how my heart breaks? I should be happy with someone new, but my heart aches for you.
The Howard Heartaches. That's very, very different, totally different from Elmo Tanner and Ted Weems in their version of Heartaches. Nevertheless, very nice ballad treatment.
Do some days start out slow for you because your joints and muscles are sore? Excessive inflammation can add to joint pain, muscle pain, or even painful arthritis. Now there's something you can do about it. Do what PGA Tour Pro Fred Couples and many others have done. They got a nanoblock. Call today 1-888-697-0812 to get your free supply. A nanoblock is so effective and we are so sure you'll benefit from it that a nanoblock is available to try free. Call 1-888-697-0812.
Our one-size-fits-all number here at the Bill Miller Show is 913-397-9651. Have any questions, any ideas, any suggestions, any criticisms? That's the number. One size fits all, 913-397-9651. That's the number to call for your free audiophonic catalog, including the buy two, get one free offer. 913-397-9651. 913-397-9651.
Hi, this is Lou Barber. I offer a self-taught course for learning to play the piano, organ, or keyboard. You can learn one or all three instruments from the same course, and no previous musical experience is necessary. By the time you complete my course, you can buy sheet music and play it. You need to commit yourself to a minimum of 15 minutes a day, 5 days a week. An hour of practice is necessary to make progress. However, 15 minutes will keep one from quitting. Practice much more when possible. Thousands of my courses titled Lou Barber's Keyboard Adventure have been sold across this great country. Those who have used it successfully range in age from 6 years, with Mom's help, through 84 years. You will amaze yourself as you progress, and it will be one of the nicest things you have ever done. My course sells for $29.95 plus $4 shipping and handling.
Call 913-397-9651 for quick delivery from Mr. Piano Lou Barber. That's 913-397-9651, 913-397-9651. Sinatra in Hollywood, Chapter 31 here on Miller Time as we go back to the year 1955. The motion picture from Samuel Goldwyn Productions was Guys and Dolls. It starred Marlon Brando, Gene Simmons, Vivian Blaine, Robert Keith, Stubby Kaye, Johnny Silver, and a guy named Sinatra.
All right, so Adelaide is my weakness. Can you not be tolerant that I have got a weakness? Especially since this weakness is a sad condition that guys are in all over the world? Look, what's playing at the Roxy? I'll tell you what's playing at the Roxy. It's a picture about a Minnesota man so in love with a Mississippi girl that he sacrifices everything and moves all the way to Biloxi. That's what's playing at the Roxy.
What's in the Daily News? I'll tell you what's in the Daily News. Story about a guy who bought his wife a small ruby with what otherwise would have been his union dues. That's what's in the Daily News.
What's happening all over? I'll tell you what's happening all over. Guy sitting home by a television set who used to be something of a rover. That's what's happening all over.
Love is a thing that has licked them, and it looks like I'm just another victim. Yes, sir. When you see a guy reach for stars in the sky, you can bet that he's doing it for some doll.
When you spot a John waiting out in the rain, chances are he's insane. It's only a John can be for a Jane.
When you meet a gent paying all kinds of rent for a flat that could flatten the Taj Mahal.
Call it sad, call it funny, but it's better than even money that the guy's only doing it for some doll.
When you see a Joe saving half of his dough, you can bet there'll be mink in it for some dough.
When a bum buys wine like a bum can't afford, it's a cinch that the bum is under the thumb of some little broad.
When you meet a mug lately out of the jug, and he's still lifting platinum folderol,
call it hell, call it heaven, it's a probable 12 to 7 that the guy's only doing it for some doll.
you see a sport and his cash has run short, you can bet he's been blowing it on some doll.
When a guy wears tails with the front gleaming white, who the heck do you think he's tickling pink on Saturday night?
When some lazy slob gets a good steady job and he smells from Vitalis and Barbasol.
Call it dumb, call it clever, but you can give odds forever that the guy's only doing it for some doll, some doll, some doll. The guy's only doing it for some doll.
We're revisiting Sinatra in Hollywood. The motion picture is Guys and Dolls. The next number from Frank himself, written by Frank Lesser, Mr. Sinatra's Adelaide.
Nathan.
Speech. Yeah, give us a little speech.
Yeah. Speech.
Unaccustomed as I am to getting married, I am taking this occasion here to say that me and Adelaide are finally naming the day. Though she knows deep in her heart I'm a phony and I'm a fake, she wants 5 children to start. 5's a difficult point to make, but Adelaide, Adelaide, ever-loving Adelaide is taking a chance on me. Taking a chance, I'll be respectable and nice, give up cards and dice, and go for shoes and rice. So gentlemen, deal me out, do not try to feel me out. I got no more evenings free. Since Adelaide, Adelaide, ever-loving Adelaide is taking a chance. Talk about your long shots, taking a chance on me.
Well, my congratulations, too. And I certainly hope there's nothing in heredity.
It might seem unimportant to you on the night before your wedding, but your blintzes are getting cold.
Who cares, as long as Nathan stays hot.
Look, don't forget to bring my purse to the hot box. Oh, Nathan, darling, I'm so excited. I don't even want to eat and go back to work. I've got so many things to do before tomorrow night. What about my mother? I've got to write to her. What'll I say?
Send a telegram. Dated back 14 years. Adelaide, Adelaide,
ever-loving Adelaide
is taking a chance on me. Taking a chance, I'll be respectable and nice.
Give up the cards and dice and go for shoes and rice.
So gentlemen, deal me out, do not try to feel me out.
You got no more evenings free.
You may scratch me, since Adelaide,
Adelaide,
ever-loving Adelaide is taking a chance.
Talk about your long shots,
taking a chance on me.
Sinatra in Hollywood, from Guys and Dolls, Frank Sinatra and Adelaide. Let's see what else we can do in this segment. Frank the Liar? Well, could be. Here's Vivian Blaine.
That is the biggest and most unforgivable lie you have ever told me.
It's true, I promise you.
You promised me this, you promised me that, you promised me everything under the sun, but you give me a kiss and you're grabbing your hat and you're off to the races again. When I think of the time gone by, and I think of the way I try, I could honestly die.
Call a lawyer and sue me, sue me. What can you do me? I love you. Give a holler and hate me, hate me. Go ahead, hate me.
The
I love
best
you.
years of my life I was a fool to give to you.
All right already, I'm just a no good Nick. All right already, it's true. So new, so sue me, sue me. What can you do me? I love
But you
you.
gamble it here, you gamble it there, you gamble on everything all except me, and I'm sick of you keeping me up in the air till you're back in the money again when I think of the time gone by.
Adelaide,
and I think of the
Adelaide.
way I tried.
Adelaide.
I could honestly die.
Serve a paper and sue me, sue me. What can you do me? I love you. Give a holler and hate me, hate me. Go ahead, hate me.
When
I
you
love
wind
you.
up in jail, don't come to me to bail you out.
All right already, so call a policeman. All right already, it's true. So new, so sue me, sue me. What can you do me? I love you.
You're at it again, you're running the game. I'm not gonna play second fiddle to that. I'm sick and I'm tired of stalling around. I'm telling you now that we're through when I think of the time gone by.
Adelaide,
and I think of the way I tried.
Adelaide.
I could honestly die.
Sue me, sue me, shoot bullets through me. I love you.
From Guys and Dolls to next week's adventure with Frank Sinatra, the Sinatra and Hollywood series, The Tender Trap. Frank and Debbie on the Bill Miller Show. Canadian songbird K.D. Lang was born Catherine Dawn Lang, the 2nd of November 1961 in Edmonton, Canada. Here's K.D. Lang and Tony Bennett.
She wore blue Bluer than velvet was the night, softer than satin was the light from the stars.
She wore blue velvet, bluer than velvet were her eyes, warmer than May her tender sighs. Love was ours, a love I held tightly, feeling the rapture grow. Like a flame burning brightly, but when she left, gone was the glow of blue velvet. But in my heart there'll always be
precious and warm a memory through the years, and we still can see blue velvet through our tears.
But when she left, gone was the glow of blue velvet. But in my heart there'll always be
precious and warm a memory through the years.
The album Tony Bennett Duets 2, Tony and K.D. Lang in Blue Velvet, no less. K.D. Lang, born the 1st of November, 1964. Well, we opened with the BBC Big Band. Why not close with the BBC Big Band? Here's String of Pearls.